Yo, what up guys, Greathoof here. It seems like just yesterday that Jetney the Giant fusion, Fragment fusion ended, and already today in the content creator chat, I'm seeing news about a new Fragment fusion that is going to start on the 8th of June, right? Yes, June, 8th of June. So that's in 7 or 8 days, so you can start saving your resources right now. But before you start saving and all that, we want to find out in this video if this new champion that is going to be available in this fusion for it to be picked up for free if you complete all the events and tournaments is going to be good for you to obtain, or you can totally skip out on it. So let me give you my first impression about this champion. From what I can see from the character design, I can tell that this is a Skinwalkers faction. They're the ones that usually have the horns with their goat face, right? So character design right there with the hoofs. So this champion's name has something to do with the hoofs right there. So it's not a four-legged animal, it's half human, half goat, I guess. But good character design, we'll see if this is a good champion to use. A legendary champion, yes, this is not an epic fusion or anything. This is a legendary fusion. And first off, I thought after a fragment fusion, the next one that we're going to get is an old school fusion, but nope. A fragment fusion is here again to help us get champions easily in raid. But let's find out if this champion is going to be worth it. I will want to take a look at the skills first of all. All right, on this champion skill, first of all, the name of this champion is called Greathoof Loriaca. Greathoof Loriaca. I thought there would be something in front of the name before the Greathoof. Greathoof, that's what we're going to be calling her, because Loriaca seems like a tongue twister, but Greathoof is just one that easily remembered, and you can just tell by the name Greathoof that we are talking about. But if you say Loriaca, it sounds like a high elves faction's name. All right, what is this champion doing in raid besides being a legendary champion that is from the spirit affinity that you can obtain for free, Skinwalkers faction? She does an A1. Yeah, it's a she. A1 which hits 2 times, attacks one enemy 2 times. Each hit will have a 40% chance of stealing 1 random buff. Useful A1. Straight off, you can book it up to a 50% chance of stealing 1 random buff. I'm trying to decide right now by reading out this skill whether this champion will be useful in PvP content or PvE content, or will be a hybrid of both. Will it be an attack based champion? Will it be a support based champion? But yeah, let's keep going. And from the A1, it doesn't tell me anything. I can't decide yet. From the A2, attacks all enemies. Okay, that's AoE hits. Seems like a champion that is going to be a damage dealer, but let's find out. 75% chance of placing 50% decreased resistance. That sounds like more of a support role, right? Decreased resistance is still coming into raid. It's still not yet embraced by the raid community. A lot of people are still sleeping on decreased resistance champions, and still, you know, relying on high accuracy to do debuffs on enemies in general. So decreased resistance debuff doesn't require high accuracy to land. That's the issue right there. But she comes in there with that new debuff right there that can be placed on the enemies that makes their resistance go low by half. That means your allies will need less accuracy to land debuff on them. So let's say a boss is at 200 resistance, you come in there with 100 accuracy or 120 accuracy, right? With decreased resistance, you'll be able to land that your debuff on that boss or that enemy consistently, if you don't get a weak hit, of course. But it's still not as I've not built any champion on my account in decreased resistance. I have 1 or 2 of them so far, but I think this champion will be the 3rd or the 4th champion we're seeing in the game, including epics and legendaries that have this debuff. So what else can this skill do besides being a supporting role that goes first to decrease the enemy's resistance before your other champions can go in? It fills this champion's turn meter by 10% for each decreased resistance debuff placed by this skill. So obviously they're expecting you to use this against wave content, because against boss turn meter fill for 10% isn't that much, but for wave where you have 4 or 5 enemies, you place this decreased resistance on them and she just, you know, gets her turn meter fill again, almost 50%, sometimes even maybe getting a turn before they do. This skill will also be on a 3-turn cooldown when you spend those books that are hard to obtain on it. But will it be a skill that you probably want to book? I don't think so. Usually want decreased resistance to happen once, except you're going to be using the champion for content like the Hydra. So right now I'm thinking PvE champion, but let me know if I'm wrong. And then yeah, on this what is called this skill now, The A3. This champion places block debuff buff on all allies. Python. I'm trying to count champions who already do this in raid. They are getting too many. Block debuff buff is still very useful. Brogni. What's her name again? Duchess. Just a few legendaries. It's not like a lot. So she joins that list of legendaries who can place block debuff buff on all your allies for 2 turns. I can get myself out of the way right there. For 2 turns, yes. And what else can it do? Also fills the turn meter of all allies by 20%. 3-turn cooldown. I can already tell this champion does not belong in a clan boss. Although block debuff buff is essential, is useful for the clan boss. I can already tell with all our other skills set, it doesn't seem like this is going to be a clan boss champion that players who are coming into the raid will use. Of course, if she's your first block debuff buff champion, use her until the day you get a Sepulchre Sentinel. But that's one content where that block debuff buff is used a lot. Clan boss, where you're getting away from the stun. Or content like the Hydra, but careful so it doesn't get stolen and spread around the Hydra heads. So there are just a few content that appreciate this buff, but clan boss is the best one out of all of them. I wish she added an extra buff with this block debuff buff. I wish. But a turn meter fill for all allies by 20% is still a supporting character role and it's useful. 3-turn cooldown. That means you go fast a lot of the time. Alright. So maybe she wants to start a battle with the A3. No, I don't think so. Depending on the enemy, depending on the enemy, it will determine whether she wants to start with battle with the A3 so you don't get debuffed, or she wants to start with the battle with the A2. That's not all. This champion's passive fills this champion's turn meter by 5% for each time an ally buff is removed, transferred, stolen, or expired. That's a useless passive. Pardon my French. Useless passive. So fills turn meter by 5% for each time a buff. So let's say she places block debuff buff on 4 allies of, yes, and then all of them gets removed. She gets 20% to 25% turn meter fill. We've seen better. Even from epic champions like Inquisitor Shamel, who does that his top where he's boosting the turn meter of the champion in the leader slot. That's a passive also, right? So I'm thinking in terms of filling your own turn meter, that passive seems like it's not going to be that great. It's not going to be anything special. It's useful, don't get me wrong. 25% turn meter fill is useful for her to get around to her turn again and be a menace and keep but the A1 is not an AoE skill, so I'm thinking, how do you want to build this champion? How are you going to use her? We'll have to see. Definitely not a damage dealing champion. I think we've figured that out by now. This is a supporting role champion who is coming into your team to help you stay alive by placing block debuff buff, not heal, and boosting your turn meter up so you can get your turn faster. So right off the bat, I can tell you that this champion is nothing special. Decreased resistance is the only thing that I think this champion is bringing to your teams. AoE hit that probably won't do any damage, but decreased resistance is the main selling point of this champion. So it will be up to you to decide whether you want a decreased resistance champion on your team, especially if you've not gotten any of the ones they've released before. I've gotten, I think, one of them, so, and it's still not built or used anywhere else. Maybe content in the future will definitely need us to place decreased resistance on the enemies. She will be the only one going as high accuracy as possible to be able to land it, so everybody in there can go as low accuracy as possible to be able to place the buff. So that's one content that we are still yet to see. Maybe when they launch the Iron Twins Fortress, or the Sun Devil Necropolis hard mode. That would be crazy. But that content definitely in the future will require you to place decreased resistance on the enemies, and this is one champion that might not seem reasonable right now in raid, but in the future might come in handy somewhere. So I'm not crazy about it. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm not crazy about decreased resistance until we see that content. That's when I'll be like, start going to look for her or ways to go about it. But for now, it's not a champion that I will go crazy about. So will I advise you to go crazy on this one? It's a fragment fusion. It's supposed to be easy, but this is a totally skippable fusion. There, I said it. But will I skip it? No, because I'm playing Pokemon where I'm trying to catch them all. because I also have the resources to make that happen. So I will not be skipping this fusion, although I'm telling you this is a totally skippable fusion based on the fact that this champion's A1 is just meh, the A2 is just one and debuff that is essential, Tometer field 10%, and then block debuff ball. I wish there was something else that this passive does, or the A3 does, maybe with increased defense, block debuff buff and increased defense. Now we're talking. Then I can say, okay, even if you don't need her in your teams for decreased resistance, then she can be that champion that plays increased defense and block debuff buff. Those two things is what is needed to keep a team alive, especially for clan boss, where we know we'll use her in content like the clan boss or the Hydra, where increased defense can help you a little bit. So that's what I think about Greathoof Loriaca. This is my first assessment or initial reaction to this champion skills. I'm usually wrong, but by the time we see the play testing and see how this will be, you guys will then have a final say whether you want to go for this fusion or not. When the fusion calendar launches, I'll also give you my fusion plan, and maybe by then decide whether you should go for it or not based on how difficult the fusion plan looks, right? That's how we'll be able to decide. But for right now, we are still farming the, what do you call this thing now, the Fire Knight. We are not slowing down. We are burning our gems right there. 3x Savage set. This event coming up is not going to make us stop and start saving energy towards a fusion, a fragment fusion. No, we're still going to go crazy for that Fire Knight. So I've been away from the PC and letting it go do its thing right here while I play Genshin Impact. So once farming is done, we'll do artifact enhancements. There is one other news that dropped, which I didn't think it was worth mentioning, but I guess I should just add it to this video. If you're going to be pulling shards this weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, it's going to be a 2x chance to get legendaries from sacred shards. Let me quickly switch over there and show you what I'm talking about. So right here in game, this weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, when you do pull this awesome sacred shards right here, you have a 2x chance that it's currently a 6% of getting legendaries, right? On Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, it will be a 12%. That's what a 2x chance means. That's the best time to pull your sacred shards. But guess what? If you're low on sacred shards, I'm talking 2, 3, and you need them to complete this fusion that is coming up for Greathoof Loriaca, do not pull this weekend. That's what I'm going to advise. If you know you want this fragment champion, after I just read her skills out, you feel like it's something you can achieve, something that can help you in your team, don't pull this weekend. Save all your shots towards that event when this fragment fusion will start. So that's what I advised. Strongly I recommend that you save. But for those who have the resources to pull this weekend and still complete a fusion, I will probably pull this 17 sacred. Remember, we're not saving shots on this account anymore. We're not doing that hoarding mentality anymore. I'm going to be pulling all 17 sacred shots on Friday, despite the fact that on Thursday there's a 10x for some champions that I don't even want to mention. I don't even want to talk about. I'm like, we know 10x is a scam, but 10x is a scam. So that's why I don't want to talk about it. 10x for who? Status Dragon Bane and Supreme Kill. Supreme Kill from Void Shards, Status Dragon Bane from Ancient Shards. That's on Thursday as part of raids and Plarium's 14th anniversary celebrations. They're celebrating with a shard 10x on the Thursday. But that Thursday 10x will only last for 24 hours, so take note. But once Friday hits, the 2x for Sacred Shards launches. The 2x for Sacred Shard does not just go on alone. It also coincides with a 10x for Lady Kimi and a 10x for Prince Kaima. Now I just read out these two champions name and it's like, Bricks, you're not supposed to pull your shards. Why? Because I do have a Lady Kimi. I don't want a +1 of Lady Kimi. Maybe I'll just go with the duplicates. What do I mean? On 2nd, which is on the Friday, if you pull your sacred shard on that day, you have a 10x chance that you'll get a Lady Kimi from legendaries, right? When you hit that legendary chance. But on Saturday, which is the 3rd of June, you have a 10x chance that when you get a legendary, 10x chance it might be a Prince Kaima. So with that in mind, Do I want a second Prince Kama? Do I want a second Lady Kimi? Should I pull on Friday? Should I pull on Saturday? If I don't want any of these champions, I want to increase my chances of getting a brand new legendary I don't already have. Sunday is the day to pull my shard. So you're probably not gonna see a shard pull video from me on Friday or Saturday. Maybe I'll wait till on Sunday. Or since I believe in my heart so much that 10x is a scam, why am I afraid of 10x Kimi? Or why am I afraid of 10x Kaima, right? I should pull on Friday. I know I'm not gonna get a duplicate Kimi. I know 10x doesn't work, right? So maybe I'll take that mentality and pull all the shards on a Friday morning. So I just show you this 17 secrets. Maybe by then we'll make it up to 20, hopefully. All right, that's all the news that is happening right now in Raid. I know I'm late to it. I was like I said, I didn't see when the news dropped, but I still had to share it with you guys and let you know my thoughts on this upcoming Fragment Fusion champion right after Jetney the Giant just ended. But this is what we have for the month of June. This is going to be the June Fusion. And yeah, hopefully you guys let me know in the comments what you think about this champion. If I got the character description wrong or anything like that, correct me. If also I'm underrating champions as I normally do, also hype him up a little bit in the comments and let me know how awesome it might be for your account, because definitely not my account, definitely not. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one later, guys.